you see that there are narrative in this situation that we kind of want to make this permanent online thing, online courses or online classes to be permanent. I think this is not really beginning in a very healthy way, in a sense that because those particular people who built this ruang guru things or Zenius thing are those who are capitalists in their with the company. So I don't think that their intentions making these big companies are going to be are going to be in line with the purpose of education, be it pedagogically, politically, and socially. So those jargon innovations, revolutions done by corporations are not pretty much in line with the spirit of education itself. But later on, I think
Time's up,
I'd like to
Fikri.
give
Could you please just
solutions
conclude
for
your
better
presentation?
education. Okay, thank
Thank
you
you.
very much for short term and the long term.
All right. Fikri, can you turn on the camera? So I think the
Wait.
camera is not on.
Okay, it's on now.
All right. Ibu Ari, Bapak Udi is going to ask a question or two to Fikri. Bu Ari, maybe. Yes, Bu Ari.
All right, thank you, Pak Gede. Well, Fikri, based on your written essay, you write a lot and you show us the challenges and also great efforts made by the government. However, in my opinion, the technology so far benefits more those who are well equipped. So, based on your opinions, what about for those that you called as underprivileged will get benefits from the technology and also uh, that those who are underprivileged also face so many challenges and even they do not have access even though the government already gave them what kind of a learning internet quota for the learners. Thank you.
Am I allowed to respond?
Yes.
Okay.
Fikri, respond
Uh,
to the question.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma'am Ari. I think I kind of basically agree with your stand of point that there are still a lots of students who are underprivileged who live in a poorer in poorer society or in a countryside areas that are currently not pretty much have the same output for those who are well equipped, for those who are wealthy, for those who are coming from wealthy families. So I think basically in my presentations I'm taking my stand as that technology cannot basically giving or changing the face-to-face learning that we have right now, because there are lots of things that we need to consider when we're trying to change or when we're trying to employ technology in our education. It's not only merely about sharing the knowledge, but it's also about how teacher can be empathized towards every single one of students. Because in online learning, even though we have better equipped and access, for example, they are given with smartphones, for example, or internet connections, teachers cannot portray, teachers cannot give like physical to physical interactions that students need in order to basically give them in order to basically give empathy toward their students. And I think that's one of the fundamental things that I'm not agree that employing more technology can basically change how education should be. And that's why I think the jargonized revolutionized education is somehow very wealthy centric and not to the those who are underprivileged. And not to mention that the spirit of education, socially and politically, we cannot left out those people who are underprivileged, and we need to exactly make a policies that can cater all the needs. And one of them is to actually, for example, giving infrastructures or building infrastructures to those who are in the countryside. But nevertheless, I think face-to-face learning is still very much the case that benefited all these actors, not just the wealthy, not just students from coming from wealthy family, but also those who are underprivileged. I think that's my answer.
All right, thank you, Vicky, for your response and your presentations. Best of luck to you. Now let's move
Thank
on
you.
to our fifth presenter, Hanifah Nur Hayati from Universitas Syah Kuala. Hanifah, 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 are you here? Hanifah. Hanifah is not here? No Hanifah here. All right. Now let's jump onto the sixth presenter, Wiwin Adekayanti from Universitas Mataram.
Well, thank you for the time.
Wiwin? Yeah, sorry, Wiwin?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
All right, Wiwin, you have 10 minutes to present your topic and you will have 5 minutes to respond to the judges' questions. Offer to you, Wiwin.
Thank you so much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The honorable judges, the honorable the Committee of National Essay Contest, and all audiences. Firstly, I would like to thank for this great opportunity. It is a tremendous honor for me as I am able to present my essay about WhatsApp application, a convenient platform for teaching English. Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Wiwin Adekayanti. So I graduated from Mataram University and I was a participant of C Teacher Project Batch 4 in Thailand. Well, here are some main points that I'm going to deliver to you today. The first one is background of my essay. The second one is content, including WhatsApp features, WhatsApp features usage in teaching English, English learning activities using WhatsApp as a medium, and the last conclusion. Well, let me start from the background of my essay. As we all know that today's world is still dealing with COVID-19 pandemic. This crisis affects the educational process in Indonesia. As the result, most schools are closed and execute online learning. This new way of teaching is quite challenging for many teachers, specifically English teachers. So to support the teaching online teaching, English online teaching, we need such an appropriate technology. Hence, I found that WhatsApp, which is one of the most used application by people around the world, is helpful to create such a conducive atmosphere to teach English. So the reason is that WhatsApp facilitates or provides some useful features to teach English. The first one is unlimited and free messaging. So this feature enables the teachers and the students to share information with no limit number of texts, and it's free. I mean, no SMS fees. It is cited from Sulisoro et al. 2018 and WhatsApp 2020. The second feature is that group chat. So this will be a virtual room for the teachers can and the students can gather in, and this group also can be a medium for the students to have a discussion, communicate to each other easily, and also share information related to the material. And the next one is multimedia. So by using this feature, students and teachers can share a video or voice note or audio or images to the students to be the source of their study. And the next one is voice or video call. So these features allows the teachers and the students virtually, to meet virtually, so the interaction will be more lively. And the next feature is that document sharing. So teachers can share a document to the students in the form of document. And the last feature is that WhatsApp web. So these features allows the teachers and also the students to seamlessly sync all chats to a computer to make it more convenient for them to conduct the classroom activities. So how we can use all of these features to teach English. Here's some activities that uh, I provided to you. I provide you. The first one is listening activity. So we as a teacher can use multimedia to conduct listening activity. So we can share an audio to the students in order to them listen to it and then take some notes, and or we can share a video or in the kind of short movie with no subtitle and ask them to write some expressions in that video from that video. So this activity can be increase the students vocabulary as well as to develop the students skills in listening. The next one is speaking activity. So we as teachers can use multimedia to encourage the students in speaking activity. So we can share a video to students about a certain issue and then ask them to write to elaborate their opinion orally, of course, by using voice note features. And then we can give feedback. Or another interesting activity is that we can ask them to make like a video project in which they can perform a speech or give some reports about something. And another feature that you can use in uh, speaking activity is that video call. So we can ask the students to like have a presentation, and then you can easily assess the students via video call easily. And the next activity is that reading activity. So we can use multimedia, messaging, or document sharing. So the activity is that we can share a text to the students and then ask them to read the text and answer some questions related to the text. So what is the difference between these three features? So by using multimedia, we can share a kind of short text like greeting cards or invitation card. And it also can be interesting since it is colorful because we send a text via image. And then for long text, you can use chat or messaging features to send the long text via chat, of course. And the last is that document sharing. So you can share both short text or long text and colorful text by using the document. And the next one is writing activity. So in writing activity, the use of we can use multimedia again, multimedia as it is very useful. We can share a video to students and ask them to write their opinion about their the video, and then they can write their opinion on a piece of paper or on their book. And how they can send it to the teachers, they can take a picture of their book and then send to the teacher. Or if they want to type on their phone about their opinion about the issue in the video, so they can use messaging, so send their writing to the teachers via chat. Or if they another way is that they can use WhatsApp web to write on their opinion on the Microsoft Office Word and then send to the teachers via document. So the conclusion is that WhatsApp Messenger application plays a significant role to create a convenient atmosphere in English online learning process, and it has some useful features such as free and unlimited messaging, group chat, multimedia, voice or video call, document sharing, and WhatsApp web. The last but not least, the activities that can be done in this online learning is not limited only to one or two activities. So it can be formulated by the teachers as creative as possible to encourage the students in learning English. Of course, by exploiting the use of WhatsApp application features. I think that's all for me. Thank you so much for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
All right, Vivin, thank you for your nice presentations. And I'd like to invite Bapa Udi to respond to Wiwin's presentations. Bapa Udi, time is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Bade. Thank you very much. I mean, I really enjoy watching your presentation. It's about WhatsApp, and WhatsApp is, I think, yes, you are right. This is one of the most popular media people use now to facilitate their communication. And you try to bring WhatsApp into your online teaching. And what you argue is that WhatsApp is one of the most appropriate technology to be brought into teaching online at the moment during pandemic. I was expecting actually to hear from your presentations about one is the disadvantages of using WhatsApp in teaching and learning. Second, I was actually waiting for you to explain again about the scientific evidence. This is actually the same questions as Pak Gede addressed to previous presenters. So we really expect that you also tell the audience, tell me, for example, about the scientific evidence on the effectiveness of WhatsApp in teaching online. And the last is about actually the justifications of why WhatsApp is the most effective. You only brought some issues related to, for example, the existing features. So my very first question to you is actually, what is another justifications that you can provide to us that supports your statement regarding the appropriateness of WhatsApp in your practice of online teaching? And question number two, is there any potential disadvantage that you can face or encounter when you are using WhatsApp in teaching and learning that you do? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Actually, I read some like what we call journal. So it has it's from my reference, of course. It's from Solisor et al. So 2018. So they like to have experiment about like one group and two groups. The first group is using WhatsApp and the other groups using the uh, like another way to teach English. Then it is found that by using WhatsApp they can more uh, like encouraging in learning English. Like they can help each other by like communicate easily with via the group chat, and also they can be more because the using WhatsApp also can be more interesting for them as it can be used six in one. I mean, there are six features that can be used in one application. So it is, I think, enough for us as a teacher, English teachers, to teach English. I think that's it. I think that's my answer.
All right.
Right. Okay.
All right,
Thank
Wiwin,
you.
thank you for your response to Bapa Udi's question.
Yeah. Thank you, Pak Gede. Thank you, Wiwi.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank you.
Paudi, and thank you, Wiwin, for your nice presentations. Now let's move on to our next presenter. He's Rangga Alif Faresta from Universitas Mataram. Rangga, are you
Yes,
here?
sir. Yeah. I'm here, sir. I'm
All
preparing
right.
my presentation.
All right, Rangga, you have 10 minutes to present your topic, and you have 3 to 5 minute time for your questions and answer session. Over to you, Rangga.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable judges and the Honorable Committee of National Contest, and all of my beloved friends. Okay, I am Rangga Alif Faresta from Mataram University and majoring in physics education. Now, during this part, I would like to present my essays about Go Smart based on assistive technology. Because why dance I bring this idea, because I believe with technology we can improve our education quality, of course, especially in during pandemic. So there are several reasons why I choose this topic as my essays. The first one, as we know that the case numbers of COVID-19 in Indonesia is always increasing every day. We know that it's very dangerous for our daily activity, and it will give a big impact in our daily activity, including in education in Indonesia. And then that make governments of Indonesia make some rules and policy to face the new normal. What the new normal? It means that everything must be go back to normal, but we have to doing uh, health protocol to avoid ourselves from the COVID-19. So of course it will be challenging for every field, including in education field. So that's why the education minister Nadiem Makarim and then says that the online learning must be extended. Of course, it will be the challenging for the teachers and for the students, where they must learn from their homes. Uh, but when they try to doing online learning process in their home, there must be tools or gadgets they are using platform to support their educations in their homes. But I see that there's no one application in Indonesia support students with disability. I mean that because I believe that every student has the same chance to access the material optimally from their teachers, but there's no application which accommodate for student who has disability. So that's why I made these applications Go Smart Assistive Technology, because I try to see from another side that every student has the same access, has the same chance to get the same material from their teachers, whether uh, they are normal or they are have a special needed, or they are student who has disability. So that's why I made this application for students who has this ability to access the material from their teachers, although they have problems with their physically or something like that. So, and then how does this application work? So this application has two functions. The first one, so the teachers will send their material through voice recognize, and then they send it to their students, and then this application will convert the audio so the students can listen what their teachers are saying to them, because this application use audio and voice recognize. And of course these applications always use joystick braille. It helps the student who has this ability. And then yeah, because I believe that this application will help every student who has a disability. I mean that because I see from another side there's no application in Indonesia which accommodate uh, for a student who has disability. So that's why I made this application. And then this is how these applications, user interface and user experience. There are several tools. There's login where the students or teacher can register themselves so they can connect each other, and then their homes, menu, category, and material. So I believe that, and I do really hope that this application will have the students, of course, especially for their disability. So now, of course, I believe that I cannot work by myself. Of course, I need help from the several stakeholders. So they are developer, governments, parents, and academician and students itself. For the first is developer who will help me to developing these applications, to make this application better so it will be useful for students or teachers, and of course for the government who will make the regulation and support these applications. Parents will who will support their children using this application and to help them to use these applications. And the last one is academician and students. Of course, there will be uh, the most important part of these applications. So I can take the conclusion that because there's no application in Indonesia who accommodate, especially for student who has the disability. So that's why I believe this application will help the children, the students during the pandemic. So I believe that it will be useful for the student who has disability. Okay, I think that's enough from me. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Ranga, for your nice presentation. And thank you for telling us about the Go Smart application you just presenting. You just presented, I mean. So now I'd like to, what's it? To focus on to ask you a few questions actually. your information is quite well organized, but you need some sort of, what is it, like what Odi said, like what I said previously, the scientific evidence, the empirical evidence, or the scientific justifications to support your arguments, actually, so that everything you say in your writing, in your essay, does not sound like personal or subjective opinions. That's what we are focusing on, actually. And then you did not mention if it is used for primary or in primary or secondary education. You have no idea about that. And then you did not mention the specific subject.
Oh,
What
okay.
is this app for? I mean, for what subject? So would you explain that more deeply? Thank you, Ranga.
Okay, thank you for the questions. Okay, I will try to answer the first questions. Yeah, based on my research, so we believe that children face the more challenges, many challenges while they are studying in their homes. Of course, for the student who has disability, I mean physically. So yeah, I believe that application will help them because although I didn't do research because this application's still on prototyping, so I just give an idea to make this application to help the students who has the disability. And of course, I didn't mention what subjects this application for because it's a general subject because I didn't concern what subject the children will learn from these applications, but I just concerned how does the application work to help students while they are studying and in their homes. Yeah, that's all.
All right, Ranga. My suggestions for you is you need to find out to do a lot of readings and find out scientific evidence to support your applications, and then number two, and then you need to do what is it, a survey too as well, and then
Oh yeah, thank you, sir.
yes, that's the very important thing. And you should be able to differentiate, to distinguish between, for example, online learning and distance learning, because
Yeah.
sometimes people use that inconsistently. Sometimes they use the term distant learning, sometimes they use the term online learning to refer to the same
Okay.
thing. So we need to
Oh
have
yes, sir.
the same perception. Thank you, Ranga. Best
Okay.
of luck
Yeah.
to
Thank
you.
you, sir, for the suggestion. Thank you, sir.
And now let's move on to the last, I think, yes, the last presenter. It is Rahmat Hidayatullah Kalam from Universitas Tanjung Pura. Rahmat, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Yes, Rahmat. You have 10 minutes to present your topic, and you will have 3 or 4 minutes for your question and answer session. Over to you, Rahmat.
Okay, thank you, sir. Can you see my PowerPoint? Yes?
Yes, it
Yes, okay,
comes up
thank you.
very well.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, the Honorable Judge. Good morning to the Committee of National Essay Competition and all my fellows who follow this essay contest. All right. My name is Rahmat Hidayatul Kalam. The topic of my essay is that online education during pandemic, the challenge and the solution. Okay, before I start the introduction, I add some extra information in this presentation, while something that I didn't write on my essay. Before we go further, I wanted to show you this picture. This is our online learning in a nutshell. You know, sometimes because of this coronavirus pandemic, we have to teach using technology away from our students. So we have to embrace the fact that not all people know how to use technology. You know, sometimes the kids don't know how to use technology, and even the teachers itself. The bad news is that the age of teachers in Indonesia, according to BKN in 2018, it is said that teachers with age of 46 to 60 dominates, as it shows us 71% of the total teachers are at age of 46 to 60. Can you imagine one day my mom asked me to teach her a son, please tell me how to play laptop. I told my mom at that time, Mom, just click this button to turn on the laptop. It's just the first day. The second day, my mom asked again, son, how did you turn off the computer? Oh, smash! I think, okay, we will learn it. We will learn it again. So this is the problem of our online learning. Okay, we can go further. Let's agree with the technical term first. Online education is a form of distant education. In the previous presentations, the judge asked to distinguish between online education and distant education. Sometimes we misuse it. But in this context, I would like to give a clear technical term that online education is a form of a distant education, I add, that requires the uses of technology. So if it doesn't require the use of technology, it is not online education in this case. Okay, so according to Mishra Gupta and Sri in 2020, they said that most of the challenges are centered at the technical problems of online learning and how all the stakeholders respond to it. Absolutely, the way we respond to the problems are part of the problems. So if we give the proper response, I think it will result in a good things, but if we result in a, let's say, not in a good way, I am doubt that this online learning will be successful. Okay, let's move to the challenge of online education. Oops, not this one, I'm sorry. Maybe the next. Oh, it often happens though. Hope you're paying attention. You know, sometimes we talk all the times, but from our students' perspective, what this teacher is talking. Okay, that's the problem, but that's not what I'm talking now. Okay, let's skip. Okay, this is from students' perspective. Where do I get this information from? I coach a basketball club in a senior high school while I'm teaching in a junior high school in a rural area, broader area. There is no signal there. So I use my, players, ask them their opinion about what are they challenge. And they say the materials are not well explained. Yes, sometimes we just give them a video and then coming through the task afterward. And then the tasks are not followed by comprehensive explanation. Yes, even though we teach the students face-to-face interaction, sometimes it is still hard for them to understand. Can you imagine teaching them through online? And then the timing of the task and the deadline is near. Yeah, let's not neglect this fact that I experienced this once. I gave them the task now, and then I asked them to submit tomorrow. I think the due is quite short, but that's the problem. And then the teachers are not responsive. Sometimes the teachers are massaged in the morning and then replied in the evening. Learning is monotonous. Sorry, how to say it? Monotonous, yeah, monotonous. Learning is monotonous. Students are boring with how materials are presented, and the network is not stable. Yes, even though in this presentation, maybe one of the first presenter have a technical problems with the network. So let's move. The challenge in online education based on teachers' perspective. The teachers are not skilled in creating attractive and interactive materials. Yes, that's the problem. You know, with the dominance of old teachers, senior teachers, they are not exposed to technology. They are unable to create attractive and interactive materials. The teachers cannot afford premium educational software. Yes, sometimes I want to use a kind of premium software, but To be honest with you, I don't have the funds to get the license, and then the teachers cannot cover all the learning objectives. Yes, students and then students have low motivations. This is the problem from teachers' perspective. And then from the parents' perspective, the parents are incapable of assisting the students in doing the task. If you have watched the video in Instagram that a mom teaching the kids how to memorize Pancasila, if you have shown that, if you have seen that, it is really funny. So that reflects our problem. And then the parents are hardly monitoring the students' activity. Yes, sometimes the parents do not know what the kids are doing with their gadgets. Okay, after knowing the challenge, we need to solve the problems. What are the solutions? Let's see. Is that really clear? Is that really true? You know, sometimes when I was younger, my mom used to be like this to me. Okay, son, do your work. I'm watching you. Is that a solution? You decide. And then, is it true that WHO last time video games are bad, but now you should play video games? Okay, WHO must be truly desperate to come to the games, but I don't know if this one is true or not. Let's skip. Okay, so what the student must do to overcome this problem, the student have to change the paradigm that it's not all the teachers who serve everything on the tables. They have to work on their own. According to Satish Kumar et al. In 2020, he said that during the lockdown in India, the skill of self-study, student skill of self-study improved significantly. If it improves significantly, let's take the moment to improve the skills in technology. Today, we are we are we are exposed to the idea that the teachers are no longer the source of information. The teacher
We
are the
still
facilitator.
have 1 minute left, Rahmat.
Okay, I think I need to go faster. The teacher are the facilitator. And then the next, what the teacher must do, upgrading skills, of course, and then create attractive and interactive materials. If they are not able, they can employ the young teachers and set a good time management so that they can give the task with a decent time. And then what the parent must do, hire virtual educators, provide good facilities if possible, and establish the rules for how, when, and where the internet is used. And then what the government should do, all of them are here, all of them are already done by the government, but I only focus on one thing, is that please, the government allocate funds to afford premium software for the teachers so that we can create attractive and interactive materials. And the conclusion is that teachers and students are giving effort at the moment, and it is new normal. New normal also requires a learning process for both stakeholders. It is very challenging to accept the change, and it will take from both sides to acquaintance the change. The last, I want to show you a picture. Look at how these teachers spend, the energy, effort to teach the students, to educate the students. I think that's all from me. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Rahmat, for your nice presentations. Who's going to respond to Rahmat's presentations, Ibu Ari or Pak Udi? Bu Ari? All right, Bu
Thank
Ari.
you, Pak Gede. Well, Rahmat, you are the last presenter, and your presentations is based on empirical study, based on your survey. But unfortunately, I couldn't find uh, complete information of the students, teacher, and then parents, especially related to who, how many, where, and when you did the survey. Can you explain or tell us more about this one?
Okay, may I start?
Yep.
Okay, thank you for the question. I conduct the survey through WhatsApp. It was like 2 weeks ago. I asked my players in the basketball team what is your problem, the challenge during online learning, and the results are those that I present or on my presentation. And then I believe that this is kind of true because I'm not their teacher. It is that they don't have any pressure to talk anything they want. So I think that really reflects the challenge that we face in online education. For the parents, I talk with my private students. So I have private students. I visit them twice a week at their home, and then I talk with their mom, and those are the result of the interview of the survey. Thank you.
Number of the participants
The
or
number of the
respondents in
participants.
your survey?
For the students, it took, if I'm not mistaken, around 30 students. And for the parents, unfortunately, I only talked with one parent, a mother. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Rahmat, for your nice presentations. Best of luck to you, Rahmat.
Thank you.
And I think all of the presenters have presented the topic of presentations. Now I'd like to have some time, to get some time to discuss everything with the board of judges. And so therefore, I would like to, what's it, to announce that, to declare that our, since we need time, some time to discuss the result of your presentations. And then that's why I think that we're going to get back at online at
Ibu namanya siapa? Ibu namanya siapa?
wait a second. At
Siapa?
12:50.
Kelompok apa? Kelompok apa, Bu? Rahmadia.
12:30. Okay. Oh, well, everyone, I'm sorry.
Nomor ibu itu 72
We need to
2972.
discuss everything with the board of judges. I mean, and then you need to take some break first of all for 30 minutes. So let's
73
get
Ramla.
back online to the
72
Zoom
Rahmatia.
forum at 12:30. Yeah, for the announcement. Have a good day, everyone. See you at 12:30. Everyone, I don't think you need, don't leave our Zoom, so just turn off your camera. So get back at 12:30. See you.
Maksudnya gimana sih, Bu? Permintaannya apa?
Nah, gini kan saya kan tadi ini udah masuk, lagi sementara ngisi. Terakhir kan ternyata bukan nama saya. Nah, sekarang saya pengen kembali ke nomor saya gitu.
Dan nomor ibu berapa?
Ini kan tadi ini saya 72.
Nah, ya ini
nah,
72.
Yang saya kerja ini kan 72.
Ya tinggal keluar aja, Bu.
Pak, siapa itu?
Ibu keluar, log out. Ibu log out. Log out, login lagi. Ibu keluar, kalau bingung di restart, laptopnya di restart. Masuk lagi.
Oke, udah Mas. Oke, udah, makasih.
Iya.
Tadi bingung masuk. Oh, masuknya gimana ya? Udah ketemu Mas, makasih.
Oke.
Kenapa saya memilih memberi sport 8? Tadi saya mengikuti juga videonya dari awal sampai akhir. Dan guru memang sudah menyampaikan
Leng.